Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to break down a mind-bending suspense thriller, a movie where a high-stakes courtroom chess match plays out beyond your wildest imagination. This story centers on Arjun Mehra, the city's most high-profile defense attorney, and Arjun, the spoiled son of a corrupt politician who stands accused of murdering his own friend. On one hand, the case presents complex legal hurdles and damning evidence. On the other, Arjun is trapped by a grave personal crisis that forces him to play his biggest ace in this bloody game. What is that ace and what is the real plot? Let's dive in. The film kicks off at an upscale nightclub. At 10 p.m., Arjun and Soma Mittal are grabbing drinks, looking completely at ease. After about an hour and a half, they both leave the club, heavily intoxicated. Later that night, Shaurya's SUV pulls over in a quiet neighborhood. As a local food cart vendor walks up to the vehicle, his eyes widen in absolute horror. A blood-soaked Soma is shoved out of the car and the vehicle speeds off into the night. The next day, we meet Avantika, who is attending a swim meet to cheer on her daughter, Samira. Samira is a brilliant swimmer who always takes first place. Meanwhile, we're introduced to her husband, Arjun Mehra, a highly respected, wealthy defense attorney known in legal circles as the Ace because he has never lost a trial. His signature move, dropping a massive bombshell just 5 minutes before a judge's verdict to flip the entire case on its head. During the swim meet, Samira is leading the race when her nose suddenly starts bleeding, forcing her to stop. Panicked, Avantika immediately calls Arjun, who rushes straight to the emergency room. Samira brushes it off, saying it sometimes happens in the water. As the nurse brings the discharge papers, the doctor pulls Arjun and Avantika aside, advising them to run a few extra tests, just to be safe. Assuming the doctor is just being overly cautious, the parents head home. On the drive back, Arjun's paralegal calls with an urgent message. A man named Amritpal desperately needs to speak with him, but Arjun dismisses it, declaring it family time and says it can wait until tomorrow. Upon arriving home, Arjun catches the evening news. Soma is in the ICU and her condition is rapidly deteriorating. An attempted murder charge has officially been filed against Shaurya. The state assigns the district attorney, Gopalakrishnan, to lead the charge against him. Almost immediately, Shaurya's father, Harshvardhan Gowar, calls Arjun. Harshvardhan is a powerful politician with elections just a month away. To protect his public image, he needs this case buried fast. Arjun's firm handles all of his legal affairs, and Harshvardhan knows Arjun is the only man who can save his son. Shortly after, Shauryaman arrives. He is notoriously rude and arrogant, refusing to even speak to Arjun with basic respect. Annoyed, Arjun flat out refuses to take the case. Shaurya mocks him, saying he could have just texted him, a rejection. Arjun shoots back that he wanted the satisfaction of saying it to his face. When Harshvardhan asks what it would take for Arjun to defend his son, Arjun replies that it would take a miracle. Shaurya actually used to work at Arjun's firm as a decent lawyer, but Arjun fired him for his toxic attitude and unethical practices. Suddenly, breaking news flashes on the TV. The district attorney has died of a sudden heart attack. Because of this, the high-profile case is handed down to Assistant District Attorney Madhura Banerjee, who has been hungry for a career-making trial for a long time. Back at the hospital, the test results come in, and the doctor delivers devastating news. Samira has cancer. The ground shifts beneath Arjun and Avantika's feet. The doctor reassures them it is treatable, but Samira urgently needs a stem cell transplant from the bone marrow of a biological parent. The catch: the tests reveal that Arjun is not Samira's biological father, as his bone marrow isn't a match. They only have 2 weeks to save her life. That night, a shocking truth comes to light. Samira's biological father is none other than Shauryaman Gaur. Back in college, Avantika and Shaurya were in a relationship. Arjun had feelings for her too, but after seeing Shaurya's toxic behavior, Avantika eventually left him and married Arjun. The truth doesn't faze Arjun. He just wants to save his daughter at any cost.
Arjun immediately meets with Shaurya and explains the situation. Shaurya just laughs and says, "Looks like that miracle you were talking about just happened." He agrees to donate his stem cells on one non-negotiable condition. Arjun must get him acquitted. Shaurya swears he is innocent and didn't touch Soma. Arjun's gut tells him otherwise, but for his daughter's sake, he strikes the deal. The next day, Shaurya takes a blood test, and the results are a perfect match for Samara. Meanwhile, ADA Madhura Banerjee dives deep into the investigation, and detectives officially arrest Shaurya. Arjun now has exactly 2 months to secure an acquittal because Samara's life depends entirely on Shaurya staying out of state prison. Despite being in a county holding cell, Shaurya receives VIP treatment thanks to his father's political clout. During discovery, Madhura uncovers a DNA report that shocks everyone. Skin and blood samples found under Soma's fingernails are a 100% match to Shaurya's DNA. Armed with his smoking gun, Madhura is baffled as to why the city's top defense attorney would take on such an unwinnable case. The trial begins. Arjun makes his first bold move by calling Shaurya himself to the witness stand. Soma's grieving mother and Shaurya's wife, Gauri, are both in the gallery. Under oath, Shaurya testifies that he and Soma were very comfortable with each other at the club. He claims that when they parked at 1:45 a.m., he tried to kiss her, but she refused. When he became pushy, she scratched him in self-defense and ran out of the car. Hearing this humiliating confession, a heartbroken Gauri flees the courtroom in tears. Shaurya adds that he went straight home, arriving around 1 a.m., which his wife could corroborate, though legally a spouse's testimony isn't considered rock-solid evidence for the defense. Madhura is stunned. She was fully prepared to use the DNA under Soma's nails to prove murder. By admitting to the scuffle, Shaurya completely invalidates the DNA report, making it useless to the prosecution. With no concrete evidence left, the judge adjourns to a new date. Shaurya smugly tells Arjun they make a great team, but Arjun is disgusted by the lengths he's being forced to go to. Meanwhile, Samara's condition worsens. Her nosebleeds are constant and time is running out. At the next hearing, Madhura plays a masterstroke. She calls the food cart vendor to the stand. He testifies that when he approached the car at 7:45 p.m., he saw Soma get thrown out and clearly saw the driver's face. It was Shaurya man. Arjun immediately steps up for cross-examination. He asks, "What model was the SUV?" The vendor doesn't know. Arjun asks, "How many photos did the detective show you in the lineup?" The vendor replies, "Just one." Arjun turns to the judge, framing it as a blatant police setup to frame his client. Capitalizing on the reasonable doubt, Arjun successfully stalls the trial, and a new date is set. Desperate to end the nightmare, Avantika brings Arjun private chats and photos from Soma's phone to use as digital evidence. But Arjun firmly rejects them, refusing to assassinate a woman's character just to win a case. The next day, he runs into Soma's mother, who tearfully asks how he can defend a monster when her daughter had such a bright future ahead of her. Bound by his secret motive to save his daughter, Arjun can only reply, "I'm just doing my job." Back in court, Arjun calls a guy named Abhimanyu to the stand. Abhimanyu was secretly dating Soma. Arjun reveals that despite Soma fighting for her life, Abhimanyu never once visited her in the hospital. He then projects their text messages for the jury to see, exposing Abhimanyu's aggressively toxic and abusive language towards Soma. Enraged, Abhimanyu lashes out, saying Soma deserved what happened to her. Arjun snaps, warning him, "Inside this courtroom, I am a lawyer and you're a witness, but outside these doors, I forget I'm a lawyer." Abhimanyu retaliates by suggesting Soma was probably hooking up with someone else. That night, disgusted that an innocent girl's dignity is being dragged through the mud, Arjun requests a recess. When he gets home, Arjun is furious with Avantika, realizing she secretly slipped the text messages into his case files anyway. He tells her he refuses to stoop that low, but she breaks down, crying that she would do anything to save Samira.